Hello guys, welcome back to another technology moment, and as we promised, and a lot of our followers have asked for a different alternative in a quality and robust gateway, today we bring to you exactly that. The experience that we had with this dual 2.5 gigabit per second WAN 4-port switch and one power over Ethernet plus port with an efficient stateful firewall. We're talking about the Engenius cloud-managed ESG510, of which, by the way, we just finished a 1-month testing period, and that, as you're about to see, may be what a lot of small and medium-sized businesses are looking for. We recently tested the fantastic Wi-Fi 7 Engenius access points, and we liked them so much that we decided to continue and go for the gateways for testing. This being more relevant if they can interact so directly as both are cloud-based. Okay, so what to expect from this video? We're gonna see what you get in the box, its main features, our tests, its reliability and remote access through VPN, very important, and finally our recommendations and conclusions. Okay, so what you get in the box, very well protected by the way, is the quick setup guide and instructions, the router itself, which looks very good, and the serial console cable, wall mounting accessories with the power adapter. Yes, no rack mounting brackets, you'll have to use a rack shelf if that's where you're gonna use it, or as we usually do, on top of other switches. The features of this powerful router or gateway are absolutely fantastic. It may by itself solve many problems, or even better, consolidate into one device several solutions for smaller deployments. Let me explain step by step. It features what could be configured as a dual WAN port, also a wireless WAN for wireless ISPs that may be very versatile if, like many businesses around the world, are located where there are not so many ISPs available and you have a very good option or alternative in a mobile network for your backup gateway options. So you'll get 4 2.5 gigabit per second ports, 2 of which can act as a very powerful 2.5 gigabit per second Internet WAN ports. And the other 2 or 3 more, depending on what you choose to do with this port, part of a 2.5 gigabit per second switch. The last one will even feature power over Ethernet, perfect output for say a Wi-Fi 6E or Wi-Fi 7 access point that, as you may have been able to see in our previous videos, go well beyond 1 gigabit per second. Like I said, this gateway may serve several problems present in many businesses. Just this gateway and, for example, the Wi-Fi 7 access point, the ECW520 can deploy both together, a quick solution for hundreds of concurrent clients. Thanks to its SD-WAN gateway and its inherent characteristics, it may provide all the power that you need to manage and consolidate all the management of the traffic that goes in and out of your company, even if they are remotely connected. It features an external 54-volt power adapter. That is the main reason why it can be smaller than other similar gateways, also why it can handle one power over Ethernet output. Turned out to have a somewhat average power consumption, at least without the load of many concurrent VPN connections. Let's remember that that usually stresses the CPU. As soon as we turned it on, we immediately put it to the test so we could very quickly share this video with you. Just as we did with the access point, it was very easy to link to our Engenius Cloud account. By scanning the QR codes, you'll also be able to have access to a complete quick start guide and complete specifications of the router. Of course, as well as adding it to our site, just by tapping the add button and scanning its QR code. You can always type its serial number instead. It'll be reported as the first device connected. We then connected it to our main network as a cascading router, just to have an active internet connection on the device. We then decided to dive deeper into our tests and leave it as our main gateway in one of our offices. Configured it with a public IP address that is received through a point-to-point protocol over Ethernet connection. This has been somewhat troublesome with our current internet service provider when we have tried to use other gateways like the UDN from Ubiquiti, assigning its IP address. This time, that configuration was much quicker and reliable. As that first configuration has to be done over the internet, you have to be very careful to provide the correct information. Something that I liked was that I had mistyped one of the password characters of the PoE connection, and the gateway automatically fell back to its previous configuration to let me solve the problem and reconnect. Also, you'll have access thanks to the local credentials to the graphical user interface of the device, letting you diagnose in case that this has been this kind of situations. Very useful. Of course, console access in this case may be quite helpful. I immediately connected it to the rest of the network and let all my devices and VPN connections have a pass through this gateway. It features a console port for those of you who want to have more powerful control over your command line interface. However, we have still not tested how far or how deep your configurations can get. We just connected to it and run a few tests. Okay, so our tests were exactly that real-life scenario using this gateway, so we could really tell you what to expect. By the way, we didn't stress this gateway nor bring it even close to its limits. It performed outstandingly and has been very reliable ever since. We use very critical services that in and out of our branch require remote desktop connections, VPN connections, voice over IP, and other services that do not let us have any interruption of any kind. Other test that we decided to conduct was to deploy what I heard was a very simple to deploy VPN server and client once you have an Engenius gateway. We're talking about the SecuPoint VPN that we liked it so much that we already created a video about that simple setup, and it's gonna be published very soon, as a lot of users may be wanting to have an alternative to OpenVPN or WireGuard, a solution that worked right out of the box and can be configured in no time. From remote desktops to voice over IP, all our internal services that work through our VPNs worked very well in our combination with our existing gateways. And now this one that we may end up deploying in a bigger scale, connecting to our office through SecuPoint. Not a single interruption this month that we've been using it, with full load and users connected through it. If you continue to watch these videos published with no change, our experience continues to be great. We have used our ESG510 as our main access point, and as we said at the moment we implemented it, even captive portals are very easy to deploy using the Engenius cloud. And thanks to the fact that this gateway features a stateful firewall, in terms of security, it may provide you with what you're looking for, improving your security as it will automatically block unsolicited or spoofed incoming traffic. Okay, so our conclusions for this first trial run of this gateway is that it is a device that is very easy to deploy. The Engenius cloud offers a lot of configurations that will let you have advanced control of your devices, even one by one. And that direct device access will let you have an insight of the router if for any reason you can't connect to it through the cloud or you wish to diagnose an offline event, which may actually be what worries a lot of people when implementing cloud devices. What to do if I lose internet connectivity and I need to see the status of my gateway? Not much to go deeper into this video. Stay tuned for our next two videos about VPNs and captive portals that may actually be a solution for many. Please remember that the idea with our videos is not to sell you a product. The idea has always been to share with you the experience that we had with all these devices, so if you're in the decision-making process of getting a robust gateway for your business, you make an informed choice. Please don't forget that your immense support for us to continue creating all this content for you is to subscribe to our channel and like this video. See you next time.